on teenage heartbreak. We can all relate, right? Well, it's undeniable that Olivia Rodrigo has become a pop music juggernaut. But her Gen Z anthems are also connecting with a surprising fan base. In a recent People magazine interview, Olivia says she loves interacting with older dads who relate to her lyrics, and she feels she feels people are starting to take teenage girl music more seriously. You know, I feel like we may have a few rock dads on the panel that we could ask today. Ed, Tyler, what are your thoughts on this?
Olivia, as a dad, Olivia has a nice set of lyrics.
I think there's no such thing as guilty pleasures. You know, I think you like the music you like. And she writes great pop songs.
She also did a tribute, as she calls it. She didn't rip him off. Elvis Costello, Pump It Up on her latest song, which I don't know the name of, but it's the same riff as a 45-year-old pop song. And no wonder dads like it. I've heard that before. It's got a good beat.
Yeah. Do you think that part of it is also where she's getting played? I feel like radio in particular is still very gendered. I know that's not exactly where the youngins are listening today, but a lot of the dads might still be. And
the inside of your car is not very gendered.
Right.
And it's often my kids that immediately co-opt the playlist in the car. So I end up listening to whatever they're listening to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you don't have to look very far to see the cultural movement that Taylor Swift has become.
Oh, yeah.
Those are teenage breakup songs, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think that, I mean, I don't know what you think. Do you think that we're gonna end up seeing in like a decade from now a bunch of like duty dudes showing up with their bros all together at a Taylor Swift concert?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
So, you know, when I hear this, I think it's a little bit of a generational shift. I don't think that young people being at the forefront of music is new. Because if you think about it, back in the 80s, when Tina Turner came out at 40 as a pop star, that was a big deal because no one was even close to that age. That was considered ancient to be on the pop charts. So I don't think it's something that's new, but I think the generational shift is like, growing up, my dad took me to all my concerts. I think I can remember my first one at age 5. And we went to see Diana Ross, Teddy Pendergrass, like all the greats, right?
Anyone we would have heard of?
A couple other artists. But he took me to those concerts. But my dad was also in his 20s when I was a little kid. Yeah. So I wasn't dictating what he was listening to. I was learning from him. And I think this generation, we're seeing that some of the Swiftie dads, they're older dads. You got a dad who's in his 40s who has a 12-year-old daughter. So I think the kids are dictating to the parents because the kids are younger and the parents are older. I think it's just a generational shift. Yeah. But definitely pop music has always belonged to young people. Look at these guys.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
You're welcome. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Thank you.
That's what I was gonna say. Like when your first songs came out, how old were you?
20.
Yeah, there you go. So I think what we experience when we're 20, these feelings of heartbreak, of not knowing if you're good enough, of self-doubt, of guilt, these are universal themes that I see reflected in my young kids, that I hear my parents talk about.
Well, and those aren't just things young kids struggle with.
No,
right?
not at all. They're universal.
Those are things we struggle with as grown-ups.
Not me.
Yeah. Gendered component is something unique. Like, again, I don't think back in our dad's generation that they would have been showing up to concerts of like Madonna with their daughters. I think that is a unique thing that I'm glad we're seeing that shift. There's a kind of softness that men are maybe...
I wonder what her scientific research was on that. Like, did she just decide that that's the case? Or...
That dads like you?
Yeah. Someone's dad comes, hey, I'm Jeffrey's dad. I really like you.
I was
On
talking
behalf of dads.
everywhere. I was talking with one of my colleagues from Your Morning, Emery Medawake, who said her husband, Daryl, really likes her music because it's what his daughters are talking about. It's what they're going through. Yeah. And if that's that way to like cut through the weeds of teenagehood when they don't want to talk to you, if you're like, hey, you know what, you like this song, I can like this song, I think it is new, I'm here for it, and I'm here for seeing more dads do it.
That is a good point. Although when my mom started listening to Eminem, I was like, okay, we're good. We're good. Pump your brakes, Mom.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.